Well, look, Jalen Rose, veteran, former NBA player, iconic member of the iconic Fab Five, and has made his mark in broadcasting, Rob. I don't know what he's going to do next. He's doing a podcast now or anything?
Well, I think he's working for the Pistons. The last someone told me.
Oh, really?
Okay. He's a part of the organization, Chris, in some way. I don't know if it's full time, right, but I know he's doing stuff in Detroit.
So here's what he tweeted yesterday, Rob. Dear U.S.-born basketball players, put in that work tirelessly and show discipline. Otherwise, NBA jobs are becoming extinct. And let's give a little. Let's summarize.
Of course, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. There'll always be some American players, obviously, in the NBA. But here's what he's talking about. He's overstating it, but this is what he's referring to, Rob. First team, the NBA is probably going to be named All-NBA team this week, if not tomorrow. And first team will likely be Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joel Embiid. No, not Embiid because he was hurt. Nikola Jokic, probably Jason Tatum, and who am I forgetting? Giannis Antetokounmpo. And 4 of those players are international. Rob, what is it, the last 6? Jokic has won 3.
Giannis
Embiid
won 2.
And Giannis 2. So the last 6 MVP awards have been won by international players. That's what we're talking about, Rob. The best player in the world, as much as we love Anthony Edwards, right now he's not the best player in the world. I don't think he's in that discussion, Rob. I think objectively you would say it's who? I think Jokic is still clearly the best player in the world. Some people might say Giannis. Some people might say Luka. And some people might even, I don't know if anybody will say Embiid because of his playoff record.
Yeah,
but
I still think that the Joker is still there.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think I'll change that no matter who wins the championship. But those are all international players. So let me throw this at you first, Rob. And we talked about like why the American basketball has kind of been on the decline. And we can say this because this is what a lot of people that want to defend American basketball will say, Rob. Well, no one country is better than us. And I would agree with that.
Until they get run out of the Olympics.
Well, that's the thing. No one country is producing more stars and better players than America. Canada, Spain, Serbia, Lithuania. None of them are producing like the number of great players we are. But yet, to your point, Rob, we got beat by Germany and some other people in the international play last summer, and we're sending over our big boys, Steph and LeBron and Durant, but they're older. And a country that doesn't have as much talent as us could beat us because they play more team basketball, 5-player basketball where everybody's getting some touches, and they play like more of a team than we do. And then sending over a bunch of superstars and trying to make a mesh in a month or two.
And you can get beat that way, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
You can get beat.
Absolutely.
Even though you have a talented roster. Because we talk about all the time, does it mesh? Do they play well together? Who's the closer? Who are we giving the shot to? Right. Sometimes when you have all-star teams like that, well, you shot last time, so we'll give it to you. Like that's not always the best thing, trying to make sure everybody gets the ball or touches it.
Rob, the Redeem team, right, which I think people would say was probably the second greatest team ever, next to the Dream Team in 1992. The Redeem Team, Rob, in the 2008 Beijing Olympics, which, we had lost in the last Olympics in 2004. We had been getting beaten in just regular international play. And we sent them over, Kobe, LeBron, Carmelo, all these guys, Dwayne Wade, and we won. But, Rob, we beat Spain 118-107 in the championship, in the gold medal game. That's not like a blow. That was a good game. Like we had, those are our absolute best players of this generation in their primes, and we had our hands full with Spain. And that was what, 16 years ago, Rob? We've gotten worse and they've gotten better in the last 16 years. So even sending over our big dogs is not a guarantee. But let me ask you this, Rob. Do you think if this doesn't change, maybe it doesn't get worse, but the best, 6 of the best 10 players in the world are now international, let's say. Is that a problem for the NBA in your mind?
No. I think that because there's still plenty of American players who are stars. It's not like it's 8 European players on every squad or some number like that. It's still a small number. That's just not going to be an issue. They're just
the elite. Like just right now, the
best of the best might be there, right? But then the next 20
and
are
Edwards
black,
will be
you know what I mean, or American
right, or
born.
American,
The next,
right.
So it's not like if this became. I think that happened in hockey, Chris, and obviously I covered hockey a lot in Detroit when I was a columnist there, and then you got a lot of international players, Chris. They weren't just Canadian and American born hockey players from
guys from Europe, Russia.
From Europe and Sweden and all that, right? And then a lot of the Pistons, the Red Wings had like 5 Russian players.
Did that hurt the popularity?
And yes,
of the
I do
sport?
think that after a while, because people couldn't pronounce their names, like there's a lot of issues that come with promoting the game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And before it was mostly Canadians and then some Americans.
Wembanyama
it can have effect. It can have an effect.
He seems to have some personality, and Embiid obviously does. Giannis does, but like you said, just maybe being in a different country, you're just gonna be a little bit more, a little tighter, right?
I think so. I think that's
just
natural.
Right, I agree. Maybe it'll become a little less. They'll get a little looser just as they're over here longer. I don't know. But look, Anthony Edwards, Rob, should emerge to be in the best player in the world conversation within the next few years. Ja Morant, Rob, if he doesn't have his issues off the court, then he certainly can be a great player, like a top player. And Chet Holmgren, who is not as good as Wemby, but he's a budding star too. So they're out there, and there's some more we could name. So it's not, like you said, like there won't be any great American players. But I just hope that a sense of desperation, Rob, like we really, like I said, I would love for more OGs like Jalen Rose to come out and just start making these statements that, look, we got to get it together. And Rob, the gatekeepers of the game, the coaches, people at the lower levels, we need to change the way we're doing things because it's clearly not working the way we want it to work. And so, and the players, Rob, they can dribble. I don't know if the And One mixtape have any effect, Rob. Dudes can dribble like ridiculous, but, are their games better? I don't know.